Have you ever noticed that rules can sound firm and absolute until they apply to us? Evidence matters. Accountability matters. Fairness matters. Unless we are the ones being questioned, that shift has a name. No, not hypocrisy. Well, not just hypocrisy. That is part of it. It is called special pleading. Special pleading happens when someone sets a rule, standard, or principle, and then exempts themselves from it without giving a valid reason. Now this part is important. Exceptions are not automatically wrong. Sometimes situations really are different. But if the exception only appears when the rule becomes inconvenient, and no real justification is given, that is special pleading. The rule stays the same. Imagine a hypothetical politician who argues that when a public official is under investigation, that alone is suspicious. Where there is smoke, there is fire. That standard is used confidently when discussing political opponents. But when that same politician becomes the subject of an investigation, the reasoning changes. Now the investigation is a witch hunt. Now it is politically motivated. Now it cannot be trusted. Notice what changed. The existence of an investigation did not change. The standard did not change. Only who it applied to changed. That is special pleading. Imagine another hypothetical politician who insists that courts, law enforcement, and the justice system must be respected. When those institutions act against rivals, they are described as legitimate and trustworthy. But when those same institutions rule against this politician, they're suddenly corrupt or biased. No new evidence is required. The institutions themselves have not changed. The principle of respect remains in place for others, but disappears when it becomes personally inconvenient. Again, the rule is not rejected, it is selectively suspended. Consider a hypothetical politician who argues that elections reflect the will of the people. When that politician wins, the result is celebrated as proof that democracy works. But when that same politician loses, the standard shifts, the outcome is questioned, fraud is suggested, the legitimacy of the process is doubted. If elections are valid when you win, but invalid when you lose, then the standard is not evidence, it is outcome. When the rule changes depending on personal advantage, that is special pleading. But this is not just something politicians do. Most of us have done it too. You might argue that deadlines matter and everyone should meet them. But when you miss one, suddenly your situation is unique. You were overwhelmed. You had a good reason. Your case is different. But if no one else receives that flexibility, the rule has quietly shifted. That is special pleading. Or think about arguments online. You demand sources from others, you insist on proof, you ask for evidence, but when someone asks you for evidence, your claim suddenly does not require it. It is obvious, everyone knows it. Just trust me, bro. The standard for proof applies outward, but not inward. Same rule. Here is a simple way to recognize special pleading. Ask 3 questions. Is there a clear rule or standard being used? Does that rule suddenly change depending on who it applies to? And is the exception genuinely explained or simply declared? Special pleading does not argue that the rule is wrong. It argues that the rule is right, except when it applies to you or to the person making the claim. And if your reasoning only works when the rules bend in your favor, that is not consistency. That is not reasoning. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe for more clear thinking. New episodes daily where we break down fallacies and build up logic. So yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Ooh.